America is going to get a Trump-Biden rematch this November after the former UN ambassador Nikki Haley dropped out of the race. For more on what this means for the US, our CNN correspondent Michael Yoshida joins me live from Washington, D.C. Michael, thanks so much for your time. So Nikki Haley has suspended her campaign. I can't see her reinvigorating it. So what happens now? Has Donald Trump picked up all of her support?
Yeah, that's the big question at this point, Laura. What happens to all of those voters? Now, we have seen throughout this primary season Donald Trump have a significant dominance within the heart of the Republican Party, but still questions remain about his ability to expand that voting base within the moderate and independent voters. Now, you mentioned Nikki Haley dropping out. She won only one of 15 Republican primary contests that were held on Super Tuesday. That seemed to put the writing on the wall for her, but also for other leaders across the country. Congressional Republicans, they seem to now be putting aside some of their concerns about the former President Donald Trump and rallying behind him, unifying behind him as the party's nominee, and a significant figure in that, the Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell announcing that he is in fact endorsing former President Trump. Now, this is a significant move because, in fact, it's been more than 3 years since the two have spoken. All of that following the January 6th attack on the Capitol, something that following that McConnell had put all of the blame on the former president. But again, in making his endorsement, McConnell saying that despite some tension appearing to be there, it should come as no surprise that with Donald Trump appearing to have the support of voters, that he would again support the party's nominee. So a lot to figure out here again about those voters for Nikki Haley, but yeah, we'll see what happens in the coming months.
I mean, look, we could all see the writing on the wall here. It was becoming a fait accompli that we'd end up with a Trump-Biden rematch. It also, I don't know, is the timing good or bad for either party, given that Joe Biden's State of the Union address is tomorrow? I mean, is he going to address this directly head on, or does he just ignore Donald Trump? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a great question. Hearing from Joe Biden's campaign today, it seems that the president going to use tomorrow night's State of the Union as a real opportunity to speak to the American people about everything he's accomplished, but most importantly, again, to start drawing those contrasts between himself and the former president, those being big policy differences, also the work that President Biden has done throughout the last few years for the American people, and a big component, according to his campaign, focusing on the work he's done to protect women's reproductive rights. Now, moving from the policy side to more the personal, maybe the more moral side of it, they do also try and start, again, distinguishing themselves between the former president when it comes to unifying the country rather than trying to divide it. And importantly, when we think about and talk about all of those supporters who had been for Nikki Haley, President Joe Biden's campaign believes that a message of unification, that will speak strongly to voters, but most importantly, to those who had been with the Nikki Haley campaign.
Yeah, interesting. Michael, thanks so much for your time.